This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And welcome to the X-Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, and for the next 4 hours, I'm your host and your guide as together we cross the time-space continuum to this place that I call the X-Zone. It's a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. It's a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. And we're coming to you from our broadcast facilities in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Worldwide toll-free, 1-800-610-7035. My email address, xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On all social media sites. One address, X-Zone Radio TV. And our main website, www.xzoneradiotv.com, where you can go 7/24/365 and listen to past shows, learn about the cast and crew over here. And for a couple of months now, we've been on something called Radio on Telephone. That means no matter where you are, if there's a call-in number, it's 213-401-0080, and you can listen to the show. There are charges that apply if it's long distance, if you don't have a long distance plan. So I just have to let you know about that. It's great having you all here with us. Craig and Master Control, my good friend. Nice working with you. And my first guest tonight, Exonation, is Brent Hunter. We're going to be talking to Brent about his book called The Rainbow Bridge, The Bridge to Peace. The Bridge to Inner Peace and to World Peace. And first of all, Brent, welcome to the X-Zone. Congratulations on your book.
Thank you, Rob. It's good to be here.
What was your inspiration for writing The Rainbow Bridge?
Well, The Rainbow Bridge came about as a result of running a business, actually, from about 1994 until 2001. I was running an online community during the dot-com days and ran into some enormous challenges and difficulties along the way. And so during that period of time, I was writing down all of what I considered to be the most important pieces of information that I drew upon my spiritual and religious background. And let me just tell you a little bit about that.
Sure, please.
My mother was born and raised in Turkey, so she's 100% Muslim, so I'm half Muslim. My father is Jewish, and we were raised as Christians. And so quite a bit of mixed background there. Plus, my father was also very keenly interested in meditation and Zen Buddhism. So I spent a large part of my adult life trying to figure out what is religion all about, what's spirituality all about, and what does it all mean. And so during that period of time while I was running that business, that's what I mean when I say I was drawing upon all of this wisdom that I had access to. So I was taking notes, and after I shut down the business, I was meditating one day, and it just came to me that what all of this information represents really is the common ground that's found within the world's major wisdom traditions. And this common ground can be viewed as universal principles. So, so it was during that meditation that I realized that one of my major life purposes is to kind of reveal the universal principles and let the world know about them. And it's very, very profound and I think very important information, not only from a perspective of what can we do with this information internally to help bring about a happier life, a more peaceful, satisfying, successful life, but also how can we help bring about a better world, and ultimately how do we bring about world peace. So that's a little bit of the background about how the Rainbow Bridge came to be.
You know, in this day and age, all the help that we can get about trying to bring some peace and sanity to this world is more than welcomed. When you were talking about your mom and dad, your different religious philosophies, and how your dad, even though he was Jewish, your mother was Muslim, you were raised Christian, and then your dad was into, Buddhism. One thing struck me when you were talking was the amount of respect that you had for each one of these various religious philosophies.
Well, when you have your own direct personal experience, coming from having been exposed to different religions as your own personal experience, concepts like if you don't believe in person XYZ, if you don't believe in Jesus, then you're damned, to hell for the whole rest of your life, or likewise somebody else. It just didn't make any sense. And what I recognized was, through my life and my life's experiences along the way, it's really possible to bring them all together with great respect.
And I think if that philosophy was practiced by a lot more people, we wouldn't see the mess in our society and the mess in different religious philosophies that we do see. Brent, stand by. You and I have to take our first 2-minute commercial break. X-Zone Nation. Brent Hunter is my special guest. He's the author of The Rainbow Bridge, Bridge to Inner Peace and World Peace. His website is www.therainbowbridge.org. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the X-Zone. Brent Hunter and I will return on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break. Don't go away. Modern Esoteric, Beyond Our Senses by Brad Olson, consummates the lifology story about where humanity originates. It is the lost continents, the primitive wisdom, the mythos of creation, and the rethinking of ancient history as we are taught in academia. There is much more to the story than what we have been told. As this is the first book in the Esoteric series, Modern Esoteric starts at the beginning of time and accelerates up to this modern age. Future Esoteric is book 2 in the series and takes a forward-looking position ahead of today with an open and honest examination of the ET issue and various unexplained phenomena. To discover the writings of author Brad Olson, visit www.bradolson.com. That's www.bradolson.com. Named one of the world's greatest psychics, Elizabeth Joyce is now giving readings worldwide via Skype. Elizabeth Joyce is recognized for her clairvoyant ability to help find missing persons, her analysis of dreams, past life regression work, mediumship, and her accurate predictions. Elizabeth has been a frequent guest on the X-Zone radio show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, now for several years. For an appointment with Elizabeth Joyce, call 201-934-8986 or Skype at elizabeth.joyce. And for more information, you can always visit Elizabeth Joyce online at www.new-visions.com.
Do you have a dis-ease that you would like to alleviate through a natural means? Have you been contacted by angels, ghosts, or even extraterrestrials and want to validate these experiences? Or would you simply like to speak with someone who can help you find your life's purpose? I'm Dr. Joseph Mara, and I'm offering my services free of charge for first-time clients contacting me during the month of April. These free consultations include angel card readings, guided meditations, life coaching, and energy healing. If you have always wanted to explore these types of experiences but were skeptical or simply could not afford them, then take advantage of this free special offer. Contact me through my website, aguidinglight, spelled LITE.com, to schedule your consultation today. Until then, I offer you love, light, and laughter.
Welcome back, everyone. Brent Hunter is my special guest. He's the author of The Rainbow Bridge, Bridge to Inner Peace and to World Peace. His website is www.therainbowbridge.org. Brent, how did you become so involved with peace, and why is peace so important to you? What was it that was the catalyst that set you on your mission to build this bridge?
Well, Rob, I think really what set me off was when I was at a young age, as I mentioned a few minutes ago about my background and the multiple religions and cultures. That kind of caused, at least in my experience, it caused me to really think about a lot of things and to become very introspective and thoughtful about life. And then, of course, just observing how the world is working. And then learning about some of the horrendous challenges that are existing all over the world. I mean, it just felt like, one of the questions I would constantly ask myself is why am I here? And it just felt like one of the reasons why I'm here is to help make some kind of positive contribution in some way. And so when I was receiving the information about the Rainbow Bridge. And then when I took all of those notes and I put it into a book form, it just became like a really powerful project, and really feels like a life mission at this point.
Do you find that through your travels around the world that more and more people are having this epiphany, and it's as if something is being clicked on in our DNA that we all stop and say, we've got to make this a better world?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, my experience in traveling in different parts of the world is that the places in the world, I went to India twice, and I was in South Africa and in different parts of Europe, and particularly when I was in Africa and in India, I found great receptivity to the concepts in the Rainbow Bridge. It was really it was almost like wherever there are more challenges, there's greater receptivity about the Rainbow Bridge and the concepts and the universal principles and how to live in a state of inner peace despite what might be going on around us. And so, yeah, I think that any place that has challenges, it really pushes you to kind of think about how things can be done in a different way. So I think that the times that we're living in right now are enormously challenging, and people are kind of rising to that challenge, wondering what can we do about it.
You've distilled the commonality in the world's wisdom traditions that you call universal principles. Now, why are they so important?
Well, universal principles are, I believe they're extremely important for a number of reasons, but the first reason is that universal principles gives us a language, a common language that everybody can talk about, creating this kind of cross-cultural, cross-religious, cross-geography kind of bridge, because we are able to talk about what's common in all the different religions and wisdom traditions, and at the same time we're talking about the same thing, but we're using a common language. So using the language of universal principles gives us a really powerful way of coming together and recognizing that we can come together in unity amidst our diversity, not to get rid of our diversity, but to celebrate our diversity. But there is a way to actually come together and accomplish great things when we're, standing upon this common ground.
You also talk about global operating system. What is that?
So So, Rob, as you know, I'm an IT professional, so I approach things from information technology and kind of computer background perspective. And one of the really important concepts I've been pondering for many years is the fact that, when you have a computer, whether it's a PC or a Macintosh computer or a Unix machine,